I'm going to tell you guys a story of how I lost out on millions of dollars in crypto. Now, if you're new here, my name's Andrew. I'm the Jack Crypto Guy. I've been in crypto since 2016, and I've obviously made a lot of mistakes in crypto, but I've also done a lot of things right. One of the biggest mistakes I made was the first 4-year cycle that I got into. I did not take any profits. Obviously, if you're a new investor, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you buy this crypto and it seemingly just only goes up over time, and you just think that if it could just double from here, you're going to make so much more money. And the biggest thing that I think investors get wrong is they get very emotional and they kind of get out of their own way, and everything just sounds like, it can only go up when things are going really good. The first year that I was in crypto, I got in at a very lucky time, and my portfolio effectively went from about $10,000 to almost $200,000 at the time. I remember looking at this number and I just kept thinking, like, if this thing goes up another 5x, I'm going to become a millionaire. And little did I know, I think my coins must have gone down probably 90% from there, and I was devastated. I had no idea what to do, how to process it. And when it comes to crypto, it's very easy to make money, but it's very hard to keep it. And that's the biggest issue that I see most investors having. And I think that to some extent, the same thing happens every single 4-year cycle. There's also a saying when it comes to crypto: the first cycle you lose all your money, the second you keep a little bit, and the third you become rich and financially successful. As you kind of progress in your crypto journey, you understand that profits are the name of the game, and there's so many opportunities when it comes to dips, and you always want to have cash on the side. So something that I've really stuck to when it comes to my portfolio is I always keep 30% of my whole holdings in stablecoins. And the way that you would approach that is, let's say that you had $100,000 or $10,000 or even $100. Let's say that you keep 30% of that always in stable coins. Let's say that that balance changes. So your portfolio is going crazy and everything's going up. That's probably the time where you want to realize some profits and make sure that you have still that 30% buffer. And then whenever things go and it's like a doomsday and you think that it can only go down and it's never been worse, I always buy at those opportunities, and I just practice a little bit of patience. And as soon as the market goes up and the portfolio portions start to have a misbalance, I always just kind of reallocate and I keep it going that way. That's the best way you can quote unquote buy the dip whenever it inevitably comes, because there's always going to be a dip no matter what. Even if you're in a bull market, we always see these 30 to 40% corrections. And the worst feeling is when you just cannot buy more crypto. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest strategies that I would implement if I was a new investor. I would really learn how to manage your emotions when it comes to your investments and separate the investment from the emotion and understand why you're here in the first place. It's not about how much you make in crypto, it's how much you keep. And the reason why I got into crypto and why many other people get into crypto is because they want to change their life for the better, and they understand that every single kind of financial system is fundamentally broken, and they want to improve their life. And you're not going to be able to do that if you don't understand what taking profits is, and if you're not a disciplined investor, because there's a lot of emotions that goes crazy whenever you're in this, euphoric phase of every bull run. And fortunately, if you're seeing this video, you're probably here at the right time, and I think the best is ahead of us. But I do think that you need to have a level head whenever things are just going crazy and you're just being told that Bitcoin's going to $1 million right away and Solana's going to, thousands of dollars. You need to always have your own plan, stick to it, write numbers down that are realistic for you. And whenever you hit those price targets, always try to take profit. And again, worst case scenario, you can always buy back in at any kind of dip. But in the worst case scenario, let's say your portfolio gets cut in half. You're going to feel a lot worse seeing your portfolio half than you take profits and you see it go up, another maybe 2x or something like that. I hope this content helps, and I hope you guys make a lot of money, change your lives, change your loved ones' lives, and have a ton of fun and live the best life you can. Make sure you're subscribed, like the content, and leave a comment below with what you want to see next. Bye.